At 0340 local time, under the kind of silence that only exists in war zones, just before everything goes wrong, an American maintenance crew at Camp Uring in northwestern Kuwait was working under floodlights, pulling a turbine engine from an AH-64 Apache helicopter. Routine, methodical, almost boring work that felt disconnected from the larger conflict unfolding beyond the horizon. But 8 minutes earlier, unseen and undetected by anyone on that base, a salvo of Iranian ballistic missiles had already been launched, arcing high above the atmosphere before plunging back toward Earth at speeds exceeding 3 times the speed of sound. Their terminal trajectories now locked directly onto the helicopter flight line below. And by 0341, the illusion of safety shattered as alarms ripped through the base, soldiers scrambling half-dressed toward bunkers while, on the perimeter, a Patriot battery's AN/MPQ-65 radar painted 5 incoming ballistic threats descending fast from the southeast, its system instantly prioritizing targets and launching PAC-3 MSE interceptors in rapid pairs, each missile streaking upward with blinding exhaust trails, colliding with incoming warheads at combined speeds above Mach 6, not with explosives but with sheer kinetic force. A brutal physics equation where impact alone annihilates both objects like 2 baseballs smashing together at 4,000 miles per hour, and within seconds, 3 of the 5 incoming warheads were destroyed in midair, reduced to dust before they could reach their targets. A textbook demonstration of what the system was built to do. But war is never about perfection, it's about gaps, and Iran had engineered this strike around 1, while the Patriot radar remained locked on its forward sector, overwhelmed with high-speed ballistic tracking and processing. Something far quieter had been approaching undetected for the last 40 minutes from an entirely different direction. 3 Shahed 136 one-way attack drones flying low from the south at barely 100 feet altitude, each equipped with nothing more sophisticated than a commercial GPS chip guiding 40 pounds of explosives toward pre-programmed coordinates, their radar signature barely distinguishable from a bird against a system optimized to track objects descending from space. And in that moment, the Patriot system wasn't failing. It was simply looking the wrong way, like a security camera fixed on the front door while intruders climbed through a basement window. And Iran understood that perfectly, exploiting cost and physics with brutal efficiency, $30,000 drones slipping past $4 million interceptors, and at 0342, the first ballistic warhead struck the helicopter maintenance area, the blast arriving before the sound, tearing apart Apache fuselages and collapsing sections of the hangar that had been occupied moments earlier, followed seconds later by a second impact on the fuel depot, where jet fuel didn't explode but blossomed into a rolling inferno, a massive orange fireball expanding faster than any human could run, sending a column of black smoke punching into the pre-dawn sky visible for miles. And then at 0343, one of the Shahed drones hit the base command building, detonating inside the Operations Center and effectively severing the base's coordination nerve in a single precise strike, leaving Camp Uring engulfed in chaos, burning infrastructure, crippled command, and a flight line that had supported continuous combat operations now reduced to fire and debris. Hundreds of miles away along Iran's Gulf Coast, the IRGC battery commander who ordered the strike allowed himself a brief moment of satisfaction before issuing the next command: collapse the launchers and relocate immediately, because doctrine demanded disappearance within 20 minutes before American surveillance could respond. But what followed would expose the flaw in that confidence. Because at Ahmed Al-Jaber Air Base, visible flames from Camp Uring painted the northern horizon as 4 F-15E Strike Eagles sat armed and ready, loaded with nearly 92,000 pounds of precision-guided munitions. Engines roaring to life as Rage Flight lifted off with one clear objective: retaliation, not symbolic but surgical. And as they climbed into the night sky at Mach speeds, the mission shifted instantly into a race against time. The MQ-9 ISR feed provided initial launch coordinates, but they were already stale. The Iranian launchers moving for 12 minutes before the jets even became airborne, turning this into a dynamic hunt rather than a static strike. forcing the crew to rely on onboard systems like the Sniper Advanced Targeting Pod to locate heat signatures in darkness. Yet even that came with limitations. Heat alone couldn't confirm identity, and dropping bombs on ambiguous targets risks catastrophic mistakes, so they had to close distance. And closing distance meant entering contested airspace where surviving Iranian defenses still lurked. And among those defenses was the Tor M1 system, a self-contained mobile SAM platform designed specifically to protect high-value assets during relocation, capable of detecting, tracking, and engaging targets independently with lethal efficiency. And somewhere ahead of Rageflight, one of these systems was waiting, operating in short radar bursts to avoid detection, forcing a deadly game of patience and timing because the F-15E, unlike specialized suppression aircraft, carried no anti-radiation missiles. No easy solution, only bombs that required precise coordinates, and to get those coordinates, the Tor had to reveal itself. The American pilot made a calculated move, descending deliberately to provoke the system, forcing the Iranian commander into a binary decision: stay hidden and allow the launchers to be destroyed, or go active and risk immediate targeting. And when the Tor finally committed to a continuous radar lock, it effectively signed its own death warrant, its emissions triangulated by the Strike Eagles sensors into an exact GPS coordinate. A GBU-39 small-diameter bomb released moments later, gliding silently toward its target, while the Tor fired a last-ditch missile in response, forcing the pilot into a violent evasive maneuver, pulling high Gs and deploying countermeasures as the incoming missile narrowly missed. And seconds later, the glide bomb struck, erasing a $25 million air defense system with a $40,000 weapon, clearing the path forward, allowing Rageflight to descend and visually confirm the Iranian launchers just kilometers from safety, engines still hot, crews unaware they were being hunted, and within seconds, precision strikes destroyed both launchers, one vaporized by another GBU-39, the other obliterated by a 2,000-pound JDA-M. Before the aircraft continued south toward the command infrastructure that had orchestrated the entire attack, delivering a final series of strikes that systematically dismantled the operational backbone of the mission. Command center, communications hub, naval assets, and fuel storage all eliminated in under half an hour of combat time, leaving nothing standing and somewhere on a militia radio frequency. The same IRGC commander who had celebrated his successful strike just hours earlier received confirmation that everything under his control, launchers, defenses, and command structure, had been wiped out, his moment of victory lasting exactly 3 seconds, while the response that followed ensured the consequences would last far longer. A brutal reminder that modern warfare isn't about who strikes first, but who adapts faster, exploits gaps more intelligently, and responds with overwhelming precision when the opportunity appears.